Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hejin Lee with a Bitcoin morning update. And the correction, I believe the minor correction, is clearly in progress. And this correction is already just looking like an ABC. Maybe it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. No one does. But I do know this. Based on Elliott waves and pattern, the probability I had presented before had been this, and now, a couple of days ago, I thought yesterday, I had presented that price could go this way, according to the blue line, where it'll either come close to it or touch the white line. Let me redraw that. Like so. So when I'm redrawing this line, cynics would say, oh, you were wrong. You never followed what you exactly drew in the pathway. Well, that's not the point. The point of what I'm drawing here is not to make sure it follows exactly to the letter one-to-one correlation to the blue arrow. No. The primary point here is probably because that I'm trying to make is because price will likely touch and set on the white line, upper white line trend line as support and move back up. And then resume, most likely resume the upward trend. Now, what is the second scenario? It doesn't remain too different than what I had put on the white line before. And that could be that price will dip and rise. So that is the alternate scenario, where price will actually go below the white upper trend line. But that going below has to be temporary. It can't be decisive. And that going temporarily below the trend line would have it and allow Bitcoin to divest and get rid of weekends. Weekends will see, oh my God, the support has broken. Everybody, every person, every investor, every trade for himself. Sell everything you got because this is zero. And as soon as they sell, it'll be like a buoy dunked underwater, only to rise back up. So from a large, not a big picture, but not a micro perspective, I would give these two scenarios. The shorter term, clearly this was wave 5 then. And after that was wave 5, you can count it as wave 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what kind of a correction could this be? Remember that Elliott waves can correct in multiple manners. In fact, there are 36 corrective combinations. And counting the subwaves is pretty vital to get the earliest discernment as to what kind of a correction it might be. So already I'm seeing, for example, 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does that mean? Any 5-wave move, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would mean there has to be a correction. I'm sorry, a retracement. So if this 5 move is done, we can expect A, B, C. And probably most of today will be spent on doing that. And that C will probably retrace to this zone of resistance. So if there's 5, ABC, and then there'll be another 5-wave down. And this whole thing will be the subwaves of a higher degree, A, B, C, if this is the correct pathway. That'll be taken. Now I want to double check the retracement value. Okay, so back to this. This will be called, I forgot to write this, a zigzag correction. 5, 3, not 4, 3, 5. And this zigzag 5, 3, 5 represents the 5 subways for A, B, C, 3 subways for B, and then the resulting 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that should come down a little. Oh. So resulting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. We zoom out a little bit. Let's see how the Fibonacci measures out. So if I take the fib retracement from the bottom, wave 5 reaches 50% retracement of this. Wave C, blue C, would provide a 50% retracement. Now I'd like to provide an alternate count when it goes to 0.618. Zero point 0.5 fib. And 0.618 fib zone. So these two are probably the more likely places for this decline to end. But I think the A is done. Most of the day probably will be taken in to do the B. A could go down to 0.382 right here. Here too, the bigger picture of the head and shoulders. I think we can remove the white scenario, but not the destination. As price has dipped below, I only have to move this slightly to make it match. Look at that. Not too shabby. That's below, and likely after the 0.5, 0.618, it should come back up. Okay, I hope that's been helpful. As always, I hope I have earned the right to ask you for the consideration of your upvotes. Given that you've seen my open response to our transistor last night, I think right now would be probably a good time that I could really use upvotes as a show of support for the analysis I put in. There are 26,000 people following, and I think that's great. And if I can get more upvotes in support for more feedback as to which cryptos you would like analyzed, either way is fine. Thank you and have a great day.